Okay, for the purpose of this interview, sir, can you introduce yourself once again?
My name is Olugbenga.
Please speak up.
My name is Olugbenga Adebola,
Okay.
the National President of the Association of Waste Managers of Nigeria.
All right. So I will ask again. I know you said this during the press briefing, but I'll ask again. What is the primary objective of today's press conference by AWAMN?
So first of all, we would like to reiterate that we are apolitical. It is not about politics, but like I said, it is about antecedents, it is about performance, and it is about the future plan. We have known the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria since when he was the governor of Lagos State. And we saw what we did together with him in transforming Lagos, who was then tagged as one of the dirtiest cities in the whole world. And together we worked with him to transform it to one of the cleanest cities on the continent of Africa. And by 2008, we decided to make him our grand patron. So because of that, we continue to follow him. We continue to follow his trajectory, his story, and his performance. And then we are convinced that he has done well, especially in the area of waste and environmental sustainability in the last 2 years. And those are the achievements that we came to highlight, just to identify with him in this midterm, kind of, is this celebration or is it whatever we want to call it? Midterm assessment. It's an assessment to assess. This is half of his term. Out of 4 years, he has spent 2 years. And so the midterm is to assess what he has done, and if there is a need for improvement, ours is to, because we are watching from afar, and at the same time we are watching closely to say, Mr. President, being our grand patron, we are also concerned to say this. So the press conference is, first of all, to celebrate and highlight the achievement of Mr. President.
All right. So how old is AWAMN? And okay, how old is AWAMN?
So AWAMN is how old now? The first association of waste managers was formed in 1996, 1997. That was even before we returned to democracy. But by the time Asiwaju came on board by 1999, he amplified the association. Then it was known as WAPSOG, Waste Operators Pilot Scheme Group. And that was what we were when Asiwaju came on board. And by 1990 to 2000, the name was changed to the Association of Licensed Private Waste Managers, ALPWAM. So from ALPWAM, that was how we were dealing with Asiwaju and all that. Until we wanted to register, there was an issue with the registration agencies, CTAC and all that. And eventually we settled for, and at that time our functionality we were expanding and all that. So we decided to now adopt the name, the Association of Waste Managers of Nigeria, which goes beyond waste collection, transportation and disposal, but it includes, waste recovery, waste recycling, deploying, and adopting circular economy, including waste to energy and all that and all that. All aspects of waste management is what our members cover, including consultancies. Okay. We have members that are consultants, we have members who are university lecturers and all that and all that. So it is an umbrella body of all waste management, organizations, companies, and practitioners in Nigeria. Though we have a lot of other associations, groups, which also collaborate with us that we coordinate. They also work with us, but we are the authentic voice when it comes to waste management in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. So as an association, would you say that the current management policies are effective?
is effective.
Yes.
So nothing is perfect, and there's always room for improvement, which is the reason why we strongly believe in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration and leadership. Like I said when some questions were asked, this was not contained in our press briefing, but we gave room to the members of the media to ask questions. There are always challenges, and there's always room for improvement. More so, wherein there are newer technologies, newer innovations, and so on and so forth. So technology is not stopping. So waste management practices, methodologies will never stop. There's always room for improvement.
All right, so is AWAMN adopting or are they promoting any of this technology in waste collection, sorting, and recycling?
Of course. A lot of our members, including our sister associations, are deeply involved in waste recovery, even from the doorstep of the waste generators. Before, we used to collect waste and then take it to the dump site and dump. Now, at the doorstep of the waste generators, you will see our boys. They will do what we call source segregation. They will remove the plastic, remove the paper, remove the aluminum, remove all what we call the recyclables. And these are usually exchanged for something that we call an economic value, because the economic value are already being added to what hitherto is called waste. Because waste is not waste unless you waste it. And what we preach is that don't waste your waste. From your waste is actually a resource that can be turned into either organic fertilizer, that can be turned into energy, electricity, that can be turned into biogas, that can be turned into syngas, that can even be used to generate energy by turning the gas and all that. Through the waste that we generate, it can also fit into the CNG scheme. There's a project right now that is ongoing with Lagos State government for Lamata. And everybody knows Lamata, that Lamata is the government agency, Lagos State government agency, that provide transportation in Lagos. Most of those trucks are going to be converted to be using bioethanol or biomethane. This is going to come from waste. Bioethanol or biomethane. This is going to come from waste, where you convert the organic waste into this. And then so instead of using fossil fuel to begin to pollute the environment, because both the diesel and petrol, when they burn, they release all these fumes that you see from the exhaust of all our cars, of all the trucks and all that. They are toxic. They are toxic and dangerous to human health. And that's what the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is championing now, to transition into implementing what we call zero waste initiative and net zero emission.
Okay. So I will term that as the measures that AWAMN has taken to reduce environmental impact.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, prompt collection is also reducing environmental impact. Continuous sensitization of the waste generators is also a measure, because we interface. Our members go from house to house to collect the waste. And in the course of doing this, they also educate people on the need to handle their waste and handle it effectively. Because like I said, when I was granting interview to others, the effective and efficient waste management practice is pre-healthcare services. And that is why we're always proud to say, as association, as our members, we are actually an essential service provider.
Okay, so I will also, from your briefing, I discovered that you talked about how you have built capacity, 500,000, 1 million job, you are a job creator. And so what are your long-term, as the association, what are your long-term goals?
So as an association,
yeah.
Our long-term goal is to ensure that we redefine integrated waste management system or practice in Nigeria through circular economy. Let me break it down. Waste will now be collected and sorted out from the point of generation. From the point of generation. I mean, we can have 3 points of segregation where you have the combustibles, you have the recyclables, and then you have the compostables. The combustibles are the waste that have high calorific value that can burn quickly. They are also recyclables, but there are some that are not recyclable maybe because they are not really required, but they burn fast. They have high calorific value. They can be converted, used in the incinerators or in waste to energy facility to generate the needed energy, electricity that we need in Nigeria. So the recyclables are to convert the recyclable materials like paper, like aluminum, like plastic. Now you hardly see a truck moving on Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria. Anywhere you go to, you see people that have recovered plastic, that have discovered paper, aluminum, and so on and so forth, that they compress and sell to recycling facilities. So those are the levels at which we are. But ultimately, we want to see a situation whereby we are transiting from what we currently practice, which is the linear economy, into circular economy. By brief breakdown, linear economy is a situation whereby you take, you make, you use, and you dispose. What are you taking? You take natural resources, you make it into a product, you use, either by eating or by using whatever, and then you dispose. But circular economy is a transition which sees waste not as a waste, but as a resource. And it's not seeing waste from cradle to grave. Gone are the days when we see waste from cradle to grave. Now we see waste from cradle to cradle. So that's why we say it's circular, where you take, you make, you use, you recover, you reduce, you recycle, and you even turn, you reinvent, you repurpose, you retrofit. But the ultimate gain is that you will continue to use the waste for environmental sustainability.
All right, lastly, during your briefing, you also talked about how we have been maybe not really sensitized, but we know that we don't actually use and throw away. There's always that place where we talked about the Coca-Cola bottle for Igbo and all of kerosene and all of that. So now, what is your message to the Nigerian public and to the media regarding waste management, regarding awareness and sensitization? So
first of all, I want to appreciate all the media houses that attended today's briefing. We were really, really grateful. And I can assure you we will continue that partnership. We have been partnering with the media, but it's just that we don't have so much fund, because patronage of media too requires a whole lot of funding. And so we are looking forward to media houses also partnering with us. It's not about money. It's about the people. It's about the environment. It's about the livelihood of the people and their well-being. So when we think about the environment, we will not think about money. We will think about our survival. Like I said earlier, our very existence in life is dependent on the environment that we live in. So we need to continue to collaborate with the media, and we want the media to collaborate with us. This is what I'm doing. In some climes, in the early, some few early whatever, are always being paid to come on the radio, to come on the television. When they invite me, after an interview like this, they will give me an envelope for my transportation. But we are not saying do that. We are saying interview us, call us to sensitize Nigerians. We have the information. We can sensitize, we can educate. That is what we are doing as part of what the association does. And we will continue to do that. To Nigerians, I want to encourage Nigerians to know one thing, that they should begin to think about the connection between the ways that they handle, between the ways that they generate, between the environment and their well-being. Like I said, effective and efficient waste management is pre-healthcare services. Once they have handled their waste, in a way that will not bring any manner of any kind of pollution, whether atmospheric air pollution, whether water pollution or soil pollution. You are preserving, you are prolonging your life. When you package your waste in such a way that you put it in a sealed bin, no rat will be able to penetrate, and that rat will not be able to go into your food, thereby causing Lassa fever. When you do not dispose your waste through the bin and you drop them in the drainages, and the drainages are blocked, they create stagnancy in water. And when there is stagnancy of water, then it is a breeding space for mosquito. And when there is a breeding space for mosquito, mosquito will grow and bite you and cause malaria. When you didn't package your waste very well, especially during the rainy season, and organic waste, the waste from the kitchen and the rest of that, flies, all manners of flies, especially the decay in the decomposing waste, will perch on them. Once it perches on them, it goes to perch on your food or your water course and all that, and that's when you begin to have cholera. So Nigerians should know that they should package their waste very well and patronize the assigned organization. Don't do indiscriminate dumping. If you throw a waste today out and say, no, not in my backyard, because the whole world is a global village, it works with the air. It comes back to haunt you. Let me give you also an instance which I shared with some of your colleagues earlier. Our people don't know that it is not good at all to burn their waste, especially plastic waste. Plastic waste, because they are non-biodegradable, when they are being burnt, they release all manners of pungent and dangerous fumes. They are carcinogenic in nature. When they say something is carcinogenic, they are cancer-causing agents. Fumes like dioxins, like furans, and this is what people inhale. But you see, plastic waste, like I said, is non-biodegradable. So if you bury it for the next 1,000 years or more, it is still going to be there. It won't degrade. So don't bury your plastic. Don't even bury your waste. You can keep your waste and ensure the normal line or whatever are called so that the waste is picked from your doorstep. There are so many sensitization areas that we can do to our people. But Nigerians, please take care of the environment, because it is whatever that you give to the environment that the environment gives back to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, sir.